All right, let's talk about the future of AI, but maybe not the one you're thinking of. Today we're digging into a really fascinating, kind of mind-bending new idea that throws out the old story of a single apocalyptic endpoint for something, well, something far more complex and maybe, just maybe, navigable.
I mean, you know the story, right? We've all seen it in the movies, read the books. This one moment where an AI gets so incredibly smart that it just takes off, an unstoppable intelligence explosion. But what if that whole mental model, that vision of a single point of no return, what if it's just plain wrong?
Yeah. What if, instead of collapsing into one single chaotic point, the future of superintelligence actually forms a structure, a powerful, complex ring? That is the wild idea we are unpacking today.
So, to really get this new map, we first have to look at the old one. You know, the one that's been in our heads for years. Let's talk about the point singularity.
So the classic idea, the one that thinkers like Ray Kurzweil made famous, it paints a pretty clear picture. You get one single, almost godlike AGI, it starts improving itself over and over, getting smarter and smarter at an exponential rate, until, bam, everything changes in the blink of an eye. And this isn't some new idea, it's actually been floating around for a long time. It kicked off way back in 1965 with this concept of recursive self-improvement. But it was Kurzweil's book that really put it on the map. He even put dates on it. AGI by 2029, the main event in 2045. It suddenly felt very, very real. But here's the thing. There are some pretty big holes in that theory. Critics, like Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen, pointed to something called the complexity break. The basic idea is, the more you learn, the harder the problems get. Progress actually slows down. Plus, if you look at history, technology almost always follows an S-curve. It rockets up, but then it levels off. It doesn't just go vertical forever. A single AGI could totally just hit a wall. So if the old map is flawed, we're going to need a new one. And that's where this idea of the Ringularity comes in. It's this incredible new model that takes its inspiration from, well, from one of the craziest concepts in all of physics. This is where things get really fun. Okay, stick with me here. We're talking about black holes. A simple, non-rotating one collapses everything down to a single, infinitely dense point. You cross that event horizon, and that's it. Game over. But a rotating black hole, a Kerr black hole, is different. It collapses into a ring, and theoretically, you could fly a spaceship right through the center of that ring, avoiding the singularity altogether.
And that, right there, is the Agentic Ringularity. It's not one big AGI. It's a network, maybe thousands, maybe millions of specialized AI agents, all working together. The transformation isn't some sudden collapse. It's a complex, structured environment, one that we might, just might, be able to traverse.
So let's just put them side by side. The point singularity is that non-rotating black hole, an unavoidable point driven by one AGI, leading to an inevitable collapse. The Ringularity is the rotating one, a traversable ring, driven by a whole network of AIs. And the outcome? It shifts from collapse to a transformation that we can potentially guide. Big difference.
So how does this ring get so ridiculously powerful? Well, it's all about how a network of AIs can learn and grow together and get smarter at an absolutely incredible speed.
Now, let's be clear, this is way more than just swarm intelligence, like an ant colony, where everyone follows simple rules. We're talking about something called emergent orchestration. This is where sophisticated AIs actually model and understand each other's goals, and then plan their actions to work together, to solve problems no single agent could ever dream of solving alone.
So here's how it works in practice. First, they divide up the work. Specialized agents tackle different parts of a problem. Then, each agent learns and adapts on its own, using crazy techniques like meta-learning, which is literally teaching themselves how to learn better. Then they share everything they've learned, creating this powerful synergy. And here's the kicker. The whole network can clone and improve itself, creating this insane feedback loop of collective intelligence that just gets faster and faster.
So what in the world does this all mean for us? Well, if this model is right, our whole mission when it comes to AI safety has to change completely. It stops being about preventing a single event and starts being about navigation. This quote just nails it. We can't stop it. So the goal has to be to steer it. We have to stop thinking like we're building a dam to hold back the ocean and start thinking like we're pilots, learning to guide this incredible force along a safe path.
And why is that? Because a simple off switch is totally useless here.
This kind of system is decentralized, kind of like the internet. If you cut off one part, it just heals itself, reroutes the tasks, and keeps on going. The very thing that makes it so powerful is also what makes it almost impossible to just stop.
This means we need a whole new set of tools. We have to do things like build ethics directly into the code. That's what constitutional AI is all about. We have to design the system with safety boundaries from the very beginning. We can even use the network to police itself. And this is crucial, we have to make sure we always keep humans in the loop.
But let's be real, this journey is not without its dangers. The ring singularity model might solve some of the old problems, but boy, it introduces a whole new set of really unique and complex risks. You can really boil it down to 3 huge ones. First, what if one agent's goals just drift a little? That misalignment could spread through the network like a virus. Second, economic disruption on a scale we have never, ever seen before. And third, a dangerous arms race between nations all trying to build the most powerful collective intelligence. These are not small problems.
And the stakes here are just astronomical. With an economic potential estimated at nearly $8 trillion a year, the incentive to build these systems is just massive. It pretty much guarantees this technology is going to be pursued, and aggressively, whether we are ready for it or not.
And this is going to fundamentally change the world of work. We're not just talking about automating factory jobs anymore. Estimates suggest that for about 30% of the workforce, half of what they do every day could be disrupted. This is coming for cognitive, white-collar jobs.
Which brings us right back to the final, critical question. The choice of which future we build. Well, it might still be ours. Are we just hurtling towards that unavoidable point of collapse? Or are we building a complex, powerful new universe that we now must learn to navigate with all the incredible risks and all the incredible rewards that come with it? The future of AI isn't written yet. It's up to us to decide which path we're going to take.